Also, okay.
Erstmal das Mikrofon sagen, was ich immer. Normale Menschen müssen das 20 sagen, während der steht. Weil es etwas gut war, ja. Und alles halt. Alle nur Fragezeichen.
Iniziamo?
Friends, teams, players, those watching on center court, welcome to the Qatar Ooredoo World Paddle Championship and our draw event. As you all know in this room, there are 16 men's teams and 16 women's teams in the World Paddle Championship, and all teams will compete in the group stage over the first 3 days of play to determine the rankings for the quarterfinals en route to the semifinals and the final. For both the men and women, there are 4 groups with 4 national teams in each group. The best 2 teams will qualify for positions 1 through 8, and the 3rd and 4th best teams of each group will play for positions 9 to 16. Conducting today's draw are Keiko Catalan, Chief Sports Officer of the International Paddle Federation, and Elizabeth de Leche, the head of officiating. And we're very lucky to be joined this evening by the president of the International Paddle Federation, Luigi Carraro, and tournament director, Tariq Darwish Zainal. So first, let's start with the men's competition. The first 2 seeds need to be drawn between Spain and Argentina in Group A and then Group B. The number 3 and 4 seeds have already found their position, defined as per national team ranking, and they include Brazil in Group C and France in Group D. So we have Spain, ball. And Paraguay. And Tarek Darwish say now will now determine the first position in Group D on line 2. And the nation is Paraguay. So Paraguay is in line 2, Group D. Now Group D. We start with Group D. Stand by just a moment. There we go. Now we're going to move on to Group C. And the nation drawn is Belgium. Belgium is in the second line in Group C. And now we move on to Group B. Tarek, if you would draw another ball for us, please. In line 2 in Group B, we have Uruguay. And finally, in line 2, Group A, drum roll please, we have Chile. And so now we move on to the third line, and it's with the teams ranked in positions 9 through 12, and this time we'll start with Group A. We're going to start with Group A. The teams include Italy, we also have Mexico. Oh, you got Germany. We can do that. That's fine. Germany. Also for line 3, we have, what do you have? What's your next one? Great Britain. And finally, Mexico. Now, Tournament Director Tarek Darwish say now will once again determine who will land in the first spot, or the third line in Group A. This is for line 3, Group A. And we have Great Britain in Group A, along with Chile and Spain. Okay, Tarek, if you would go ahead and draw another ball, this will be for line 3 in Group B. And joining Argentina and Uruguay is Mexico. Mexico is in the third position in Group B. Tarek, please give us another one. This is for line 3 in Group C. And it is Italy. Italy joining Brazil and Belgium in Group C. And finally, the third line in Group D goes to Germany. That's right. And so now we're going to determine the fourth line in each of these groups, starting with Group D. And these nations include Denmark, Poland, the United States, and qualifiers, we're very excited, Qatar. Tremendous win yesterday over Japan. So, Tarek, this is to determine Who goes into the fourth line of all of the groups? And Tarek says, no, I'm not going to be involved in drawing this one. We're going to leave it up to Luigi Carl. All right. This is for line 4 in Group D. Joining Germany, Paraguay, and France is Poland. Poland completes Group D. Tarek is still passing the ball to Luigi. And line 4 in Group C is Qatar. Qatar in Group C of the Qatar Ooredoo World Paddle Championship, along with Brazil, Belgium, and Italy. And completing Group B, along with Argentina, Uruguay, and Mexico, we have Denmark. And therefore, finally, completing Group A, along with Spain, Chile, and Great Britain, clearly it's the United States. So once again, Group A includes Spain, Chile, Great Britain, and the United States. Group B will feature teams from Argentina, Uruguay, Mexico, and Denmark. Group C includes Brazil, Belgium, Italy, and Qatar. And in Group D, we'll see the teams from France, Paraguay, Germany, and Poland, here at the Qatar Ooredoo World Paddle Championship. And now, friends, let's move on to the women's competition. The first row is already complete with the best 4 teams ranked. If we can put that up on the board, you'll see that the first rows include Spain, Argentina, Italy, and France. Spain, Argentina, Italy, and France. The second line will be completed between the countries ranked 5 to 8, and again, we will start with Group D. And these nations include Brazil, Chile, Mexico, and the Netherlands. And we'll mix those up. Tournament director, Tarek Darwazeh will now determine who joins France in Group D on line 2. And it is Chile. Chile is in Group D along with France. Now in Group C, joining Italy, we have the Netherlands. And we move on to Group B, joining Argentina, will be Mexico. Mexico in Group B with Argentina, 8-time world paddle champions in the women's field. And finally, in Group A, Brazil will join Spain. Now, the third line will be completed with the teams ranked in positions 9 to 12, and we're going to start from Group A. We'll be starting with Group A. The nations are included are Uruguay, Belgium, Paraguay, and the United States. All right, we are starting with Group A. Tarek, if you would please do the honors. Let's find out who will end in position 3 in Group A, joining Spain and Brazil. It is Paraguay. So Spain, Brazil, and Paraguay so far make up Group A here at the Qatar Ooredoo World Paddle Championship. Joining Argentina and Mexico in Group B is Uruguay. Uruguay completing or landing in position 3 in Group B. And now for Group C, joining Italy and the Netherlands, Belgium. Belgium joins Italy and the Netherlands in Group C. Therefore, joining France and Chile in Group D, clearly the United States of America. And so now we move on to our final position in all 4 groups. These are teams ranked in positions 13 to 16, and they include Denmark, Germany, Great Britain, and Japan. All right. The first one that we draw will land in the 4th and final position in Group D. And it's Germany. So Germany will join France, Chile, and the United States in Group D. And in Group C, joining Italy, the Netherlands, and Belgium, it is Denmark. So Great Britain and Japan are left. Who is going to be in the final position in Group B? It is Great Britain. Meaning the final position in Group A, along with Spain, Brazil, and Paraguay, belongs to Japan. So once again, with the women's field at the Qatar Ooredoo World Paddle Championship, in Group A, we have Spain, Brazil, Paraguay, and Japan. In Group B, Argentina, Mexico, Uruguay, and Great Britain. In Group C, it's Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Denmark. And in Group D, we'll see France, Chile, the United States, and Germany. Thank you all very much for joining us for today's draw event. How about a nice hand for all of our ceremony participants and our dignitaries who joined us up on stage. Thank you very much.
You can put them in through here. You can put them in through. They will look at again. I want to take picture for the men. I want this picture. Who can get
Ich meine, weißt du, Frankreich ist egal.
También estarás con las chicas ayudando. No quiero. Sí. Tenemos en diciembre.
Sí.
La derecha. Sí.